However, contrary to my expectations, I wasn't able to understand a single word they said. My name is Azlim. You can call me Azlim. I'm calling here from Venezuela, Egypt. I'm 16 years old, turning 17 soon. I'm studying. I'm in high school. I haven't chosen any major yet, but I think I will choose the next year. Firstly, I would love to thank you in advance for giving me the opportunity to share my English learning journey and my experiences. Uh, Basically, it all began 4 years ago when I was 12 years old. I sat down to unwind after a long day of studying. I turned on the TV to find something to cheer me up, and by chance, I came across an English movie. Before I watched it, I had assumed that I understand every word they said, since I had spent the previous 6 years learning English at school, so I expected to understand at least 30% of their talk. However, contrary to my expectations, I wasn't able to understand a single word they said. I couldn't believe it. At the time, I felt I needed to learn spoken English, not the language taught at schools. So I started my journey with no clue about what to do, how to get started correctly. I would just open YouTube, watch some random videos, and do as they do without understanding or studying how vowels work, how they are pronounced, why they said so, and so why they use such words in such context. Hence, I started looking up some English teaching apps on Google Play. I came across a lot, but couldn't find a good one until I found the Elsa Speak app. From that point forward, my level has skyrocketed, to say the least. I even paid for the lifetime membership, and now that I have advanced, I'm really thankful and grateful for the app. Yeah, I have many reasons. So when I first started using Elsa, it gave me the assessment test. So it was a great assessment test. When I first completed the assessment test, it flagged the parts of my language that needed improvement. I then trained on several subjects and addressed my areas of weakness using the coach option. I think it was the coach option. The app has a clean layout. It focuses on each of the following independently. Fluency, intonation, word stress, listening, intonation. So it was just the perfect thing that can work for me. It wasn't clear where to start correctly. I was just lost in a maze. So I started setting up a plan. So, for example, on Saturday, I will learn new vocabulary. On Sunday, I will learn pronunciation, listening on Friday, and so. So after I set each one on each day, I started working on them independently, and then here I am. Also, I can't deny that at first I couldn't deal with the app so much. I was just not used to this stuff. But then everything became crystal clear. This app is a blessing. If I were anyone who wanted to start learning English and speak it like a native, I would start with the Also Speak app. I was 65%, I think. Then after 3 months, I was 85. And then a month later, I was 90. And then I had to quit the app for 3 months because of my studying in school. No, it's high school. So after coming back to the app, I was 90%. I was like, I have to reach 95%. So I reached 95%. So I think now it's 99%. I guess 5 months, 6 months. It was good that time. I was like, okay, it's great, but I need to improve myself. So I said that on each lesson that I take, I have to get for example, 80% or higher. So I would set some score. If I get 80% or higher, then I continue speaking. If I don't get, I will repeat the word until I get the 80% that I wanted. So for example, the word maybe important. So if at first I still remember that word. I got 65%, but then I was like, no, I will repeat that word until I reach 80% or higher. So after I reached 80% or higher, I would move to the next word and do the same thing until my level was just 80% or higher. After I reached 80%, I would set 85% or higher until I reached 90%. After 90%, I was 95% or higher. So setting those goals, they gradually increase my level. Broad universities nowadays require IELTS or TOEFL. So the app it tells you how to prepare for the IELTS or TOEFL. So it was great also because nowadays English is just an international language. It is a must. So it's just a must that you learn English, at least a second language. Every day the app gets better and better. Also, the new feature Elsa AI, it is so helpful. It assists me. Like if I'm going to create a specific scenario for something, you have the ability to build that scenario. And like for example, most of the scenarios that I create are interviews. Like you'll be the interviewee, I'll be the interviewer, and they're going to ask me some questions. So talking interviews, they help all the people that I know a lot. As I told you, a lot of people in Egypt know Elsa. So I told them about the Elsa AI feature, and they were very happy with it. But I prefer Elsa AI so much. The feedback, it is just perfect. But before Elsa AI, I love intonation and pronunciation, because I felt like intonation is just it. Like for example, if I'm going to say a sentence, "How are you?" Now, "How are you" is in pronunciation it is correct, but in intonation it is not correct, and you don't sound like a native speaker when you use wrong intonation. So it told me, like for example, you can say "How are you?" Now it sounds more like natural. So I love the intonation feature so much, but it was so strict, to be honest, to plan, like start a plan. Like for example, as I said, on Saturday I will learn pronunciation, and I would set a score, like for example 80% or higher. That's for pronunciation. For fluency, you can hear native speakers speak, and you can try to maybe shadow with them. Also, all of those things are just I also speak. So they just have to set a plan for everything. So on Saturday there's pronunciation, there's intonation. On Monday there's grammar. I will learn grammar. Also, I think it's grammar, right? So using the coach option, I think using the coach option, it targets your weaknesses. It tells you, like for example, this grammar is wrong. You should have used the perfect future tense, for example. Also, they can use the dictionary feature. The dictionary option is just so helpful. You can, for example, if you want a specific word that you want to train on, you can use the coach feature to train on that word.